was like a cliffhanger.
You have to find it.
It's fine. It's fine. Can you hear me? You're wearing your headphones today.
I am. I got my hat on.
Oh, okay.
So, without my hat, either one of my beanie hat or these hats, as you know, I mean, this is fairly loose on my head because they don't adjust.
Yeah.
So.
Loosey goosey.
Yep. Your mama. Whatever.
I saw you think about that.
Yep.
This is the Wandering Minds.
Welcome.
I am Mikki.
I am Mike. Does this help make
So
it sound different? So
different.
Mm-hmm.
Mike had his meet last weekend.
I did. I
don't know about you.
Utterly failed.
No,
At my goals.
No, he didn't fail. I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted. It was a lot of work rooting you on.
You don't know about me, but you're exhausted. That honestly, that felt like a long meet. You said it didn't seem like a long meet. To me, it felt very fucking long. And I think part of the problem, usually every single comp I've ever been in, whether small, full, or not, I've always been in flight C, right? Actually, I think there was one where we only had 3 flights and I was in flight B. This meet, I was in flight D.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. So it was weird being with the heavy hitters. Usually that's reserved for the big boys.
Yeah.
But also waiting for everyone to go through their lifts and
yeah,
all that
I
stuff.
can see where that would be a little different for sure.
I mean, the cool part about it was I could spend time watching a lot of the other lifters before I had to start warming up.
Yeah.
And the other cool part about it is everyone else could watch, support us while we're lifting because we're the last flight. Yeah. They've already gone through all their stuff.
Yeah.
So that was the cool thing about it. Molly wanted to put all her people in one flight and all Devin's in another flight.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Which totally makes sense. And it wasn't bad because I still had a lot of cool guys in that flight, some friends, and it was badass. It was a badass flight. I didn't get any of my records or my goals. I didn't get any state records. I had some good lifts. My squat at 391 was a solid lift. I didn't get depth. So I didn't get the state record. The state record was 380 something. And B, I didn't get my goal. So the whole strategy was if we get, potentially we'll go for 4.
Right, because but get the 3 and then you'll be able to try for the 4.
And try for 4. So on squats, the third one was the 391 pounds. That would have been the state record. And then had I got that, I would have gotten a 4th lift and I would have been able to go for my goal, which was 400. 400 would have happened had I gotten that much further down on my fucking squat.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hate on the judges. They were very, very strict on a lot of people, but
they were this year.
Honestly, that's powerlifting, though. The good thing about the judges is almost every single one of them are still active power lifters. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be honest. If you're going for a state record, you're earning that shit.
Yeah.
Right? They didn't let anybody fucking slide on anything.
Yeah.
My bench, so I'm not mad at that. I still got 391. It just isn't on the record books.
Well, you can.
And it actually moved pretty quickly. I'm going to send you those videos so you can embed them in this pod talk. But, or actually you have them. The bench press, I had, the first 2 lifts were good. Whatever I started out with, I have no idea what my first lift was. My second lift was 264 and I felt something tweak in my right shoulder, which is my good shoulder. This is my left shoulder is normally my bad shoulder, but something happened coming up that tweaked this, which sucked because I knew my third lift. Now bench, I knew I wasn't going to get 300. I just knew it. That was my goal, but it was like, okay, I'm not worried about bench because I know I'm not going to get it. But when it came to the third lift, it was 275 and I got stuck right at my sticky point. I just couldn't fucking go. It literally just stopped right there. And they let me fight it for quite a while. just no go. It just wasn't happening. I don't know if it had anything to do with this or just weakness. I've switched my leg stance very recently to keep my butt on the bench, and it works to keep my butt on the bench, but it takes a lot of the leg drive out of it because they're kicked back so far. So bench, again, no records, no goals on that one. Solid 264. I'm okay with that. Every single lift that I did was a PR. Devin told me that I had, within this year, I put on 67 pounds of total PR weight within this year.
That's awesome.
That's pretty fucking huge. Deadlift was, it was actually really, really good. We went to, I think we started a little low, and I think either I screwed up or Devin put the wrong number in. So we started pretty low and we did little jumps. I don't know what he was saying. He was saying that I started too low. So I may have written something in wrong or something. But either way, we jumped up. I think it was like 470, felt really good. Then we went to, or 460 something. I don't know what it was. And then was it the fourth? Did I get a fourth? Yeah, it was a fourth. So my fourth lift was 480 pounds, 480 point something pounds.
Yeah, they chipped it just so you,
just to get the state record.
Yeah.
And it moved. I was not going to let that fucking shit go, regardless of if I was going to pass out or not. But the bad thing about the way I lifted was when you look at the video and you kind of slow it down at the very start, the bar goes a little forward on me. So I think from what Pops said, I lost some lats, my lat engagement at that point. Yeah. So pulling it up, I was a little bit too far forward. And then I did more of a lean back, and it's just a slight, like an inch or two, but they got me for hitching or ramping. Mm-hmm. So basically it's when you lean back and you kind of use your legs to pull it up on. Everybody uses the bar slides up our legs regardless, but I had more of an angle back on my body, so it looked like I was ramping. Yeah. Which sucks because that was a state record. That was 2 state records that I missed because of technicalities. Yeah. Which really pisses me off. I'm not mad that I didn't even get a temp 500 because that 480 was heavy as fuck. Yeah. But I got it. I got that shit. I lifted it all the way to lockout. It just technicalities took my state records away. Yeah.
Well, it was only 3 years ago that I remember you pulled 418 at a meet. Yeah. And I mean, that's only 3 years ago. So that's, a difference of 60 pounds in 3 years. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually a lot.
That's pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty good, but I'm very driven. Now I was contemplating, since Brett put it in my brain, and I've always said that I don't want to travel for meets, and that's generally speaking of locally, but he was telling me that I can actually get state records at nationals.
Oh, you can.
So I didn't realize that. So I'm actually considering, I talked to Devin a little bit, I'm actually considering, because the whole team's going. A lot of the FS lifters that lifted this last week are all going to nationals. So I may end up going to nationals in July to get my state records at nationals. And that's kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Get the opportunity of going to nationals, which I've never actually wanted to do because the national records are way too high.
Well, you could just do a different state meet here in Oregon.
Yeah. Well, no, I know. I could do the August one here. Mm-hmm. But the whole team's going there, and it would be cool to get a state record at least at nationals and still say I went to nationals. I've never wanted to go to nationals because there's no records for me because they're too high. Yeah, they're extremely high. But I could justify going to nationals by getting state records. So that would be cool. That's something I'm contemplating as we speak.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Overall,
especially because you were going to take at least a year off.
Well, and yes, I was going to take a year off had I got my records.
No.
That wasn't it? That wasn't what I said?
No.
What did I say?
That you were going to take a year off.
Yeah, I know. That lasted, how long did that last? A day? Yeah. That contemplation lasted a fucking day until I woke up and said, fuck. Just because it wasn't because of weakness. It wasn't because I wasn't able to lift the weights. It was because of technicalities. Mm-hmm.
So it didn't last just a day. You'd been saying that for like a few weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe even a month.
Well, because I had planned on getting these fucking records. That was the plan. The plan was to get the records and the goals, and I didn't get any of them. So now things have changed. But yeah, so overall it was a great, again, you learn a lot about yourself when you have to be humbled by a loss like that, because those records were mine. I've had those records in the past and they were taken from me. Actually, they were in a different age bracket, I think. I think I had those state records at between 40 and 45. And now I'm in 46 to 49. Sean owns them right now, but now he's in 50.
And he just took those records, which are even higher.
No, he's in a different age bracket.
I know.
Yeah.
And he took the state records in like the next step up age bracket. Yeah. Which are even higher than
he and Manny are in the same, I think, age and weight bracket right now.
Yes. If Manny cut weight down to there.
He did. He was telling me that he wants to go back up because this isn't where he sits. He sits at like 200 or something.
Yes.
But I had played with the idea of moving up in weight to see what I could do, moving back down in weight to see what I could do. I don't really want to move up in weight only because by next year, Wayne is going to be in my age bracket. And I don't want to infringe on his weight class because he's 44, I think. So he's going to be 45 next year. So I don't want to be competing with Wayne. For one, he's way stronger than me. And that's his, it's his thing, his spot. I'll go down probably in a year. I want to get the state records in this age bracket and weight, and then I'll go back down and get more of the ones in, because I have benched at 165. I just need to go back down and get, because they didn't register my squat. The last meet when I was down at 165, I squatted 365. You know what the fucking record is? 280. 280. I could front squat that shit.
How did Dev not get?
Because either Devin didn't say it was a state record, or because they screwed up on mics and a couple people. So that fucking squat, I squatted 365, and it fucking isn't right. It's only 280.
280.
That makes me so irritated because I got a weak ass bench state record at 165, and I could have had the squat. I don't know. Oh, the deadlift I would have had, but I didn't lock out my shoulders.
That's right.
So I would have had So what I'm trying to get at is, as soon as I get 181 back, I may go down to 165 again in the future and get those. And you're going to be where? Are your records still on the book?
Yes.
Yes. What are you saying it like that for?
At the end of the meet, actually, one of the trainers there that I know, that I've trained with one time, he's like, because he's local and he had a couple of his girls training. In the off season, they're usually bodybuilders. Yeah. He's like, "Is this you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "Get one of your girls to take those records."
Stop.
Because, yeah. Like, yes, that's me.
What's wrong with it, though?
They're low. They're very low. They're more than I could do right now, which is stupid, but they're low.
Apparently they're not that low since nobody's taken them in 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're not that low if nobody's cleaned house in 4 years.
I guess.
So you should be really proud of that.
That's true. That's true.
So that should be your comeback story, that you're going to make them even harder to get.
I'd have to wear knee wraps.
Oh, because they were in that one, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Yeah. I don't.
Well, you can do.
I could do knee wraps and just have them loose and not worry about it, but because that was like one of the biggest stressors for the.
Can you register for that? That's classic, right?
Oh, I'm too old.
Yes, see, you're too old. I guess you're going to have to start.
Oh, no.
But can you actually register for Classic and do full power raw? And just wear sleeves in Classic? You don't have to wear wraps, do you?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
I would imagine you have to wear wraps, otherwise probably more people would do it.
But I don't know, because the whole point in the wraps is that they're supposed to give you way more support and anyways I don't know. You should just come back and do just normal full power raw. But don't you have records in? It was classic.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Oh yeah, because I remember that. That was fucking horrible. That was a horrible experience with those wraps.
For me,
I feel and like
that's when your knee got messed up.
Yeah, I feel like that's what agitated my knee, and I haven't had fucking. It hasn't been normal since. Ever
since, because that guy did them so tight.
Oh on your fuck! Knee. Well, that's how I guess that's how you're supposed to do them, but
not that tight.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, they're horrible. Not supposed to be that tight.
I'm pretty sure they are. Have you seen people compete? You got 400-pounders just ranking on that shit. They're supposed to help. They don't help me. They impede me. Those inzers that I put on, remember the inzers, the knee sleeves, felt like wraps. And you remember what the issue I couldn't even get depth with those.
That's right. You couldn't.
On a 350-pound fucking squat, I couldn't. Right?
I remember. We're like, take those off. You'd be better off.
And then I got the 400 on the.
Right. For your opener or something. Yeah.
Well, it was the Circummax thing.
With the
revert,
bands.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
But it was so weird to wear those. They
were just
sleeves.
So stiff. Yeah. Fuck. You'd have to have a lot of weight on your back to be able to push
through it,
push you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually gave those to Carter. He's competing this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got the USAPL at the gym, so I'm gonna go hang out there and watch a couple of his lift. I don't know if I'm gonna stay there all day, but
yeah.
I'm going to go cheer him on.
I got super tired in the last 16 minutes.
The last 16 minutes?
Yeah, that's how long that's been recording.
Oh, yeah.
It hit me like a ton of bricks.
Huh.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see if you make that decision, because last time Nationals filled up pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, because they all were going to go to Atlanta, and now they're going to go to Las Vegas. Yeah, that would be cool for you.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm just right now. I'm in talks with Devin to see if he'll be ready to go, and if he thinks I'll be ready to go, because July is a month before August, and August is when the meet at FS is. So if I'll be ready by then, I'll be ready. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Ooh. Can you go ahead and put a sock back on that?
I can't.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not wearing socks.
Still wearing. Oh, so how much did Poe weigh?
He was only 115 pounds.
Oh, what a freaking lightweight.
I can't believe that dog only weighs 150.
He's got a lot of fur.
He does have a lot of fur.
Imagine if he shaved him. Left just the head and just shaved his body and tail or something.
He'd look really silly.
Yeah.
I think, based off of what you said Romeo was, I think that he's probably the same size as Romeo.
Probably underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Romeo at his peak was 120. Yeah, but I kept him down to about 100 pounds because it's bad for his joints and shit.
Yeah, yeah. And the vet said that Poe is right where he needs to be, but he's not full grown yet.
Right, yeah.
But he's got the big blockhead like Romeo did.
Yep.
Square headed. But yeah, it was hard to get him to go on the scale because he was all excited. So after the appointment, I took him back out there, and it did get to 117. I thought for sure he weighed more, but
yeah. Well, whatever. He was able to drag you around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
That's crazy how much power 115 pounds. Because you did say that. You're like, imagine like a human being 115. They couldn't drag you around like that.
I don't think so. And it's like the burst of energy that he has.
And dogs are just built different.
Yeah.
They're like down on their, using all fours and.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to use a lot of counterweight to stop him. Thankfully, I haven't torn a bicep or something. In that case, I don't know how I ended up on the ground.
You just blacked out.
Spun me in the air, and I was just on the ground.
How's training going?
So it was after that he had his first thing. I feel like he did really well. He's super responsive. But something that the trainer pointed out that I hadn't really considered is that he exposure. He's never been in the front yard.
Yeah.
Or in my neighborhood. Because I didn't want to take him out because he wasn't leash trained.
Yeah.
So it's like Disneyland every time he goes outside because everything's new and interesting.
It smells this, yeah.
Yeah, so
makes sense.
Of course, like the weather's been super shitty, but I've been the plan is to like just hang out with him in the front yard. I took him out, you know, whenever I do leash training, just in the front yard with him. And as soon as he gets to the edge of the yard, he starts going a little crazy. And I think it's because Fritz shits in the bark.
What is Fritz?
The cat.
Okay.
The cat that stays outside primarily because he's not litter trained. And I think that's what like makes Poe go a little crazy. But he's very responsive, super smart, but he's definitely like overstimulated when he's outside. And so I just need to expose him more, right? Which I thought it was interesting because after like literally 10 minutes of doing leash training with him, he was just like, I'm done. I'm done. And he wanted to like go lay down and just wears him out because they don't have like a huge energy.
Yeah. Well,
output.
He's a big fucking dog.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even at just 115 pounds, he's massive. 115-pound dogs are big.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
And he's just so lovey. He just always wants to be pet or like at my feet. Whatever.
Mama's little boy.
Yeah. It's nice.
How does he get along with the kids?
He likes them. I mean, he gets along with them fine. He loves everybody.
Yeah.
He chases the cats when they run. Otherwise, he doesn't pay any attention to them. He will knock a kid over pretty easily.
Yeah, well.
Because he's a big puppy and doesn't like, know his size. No like spatial awareness.
Yeah.
I never wanted a Newfoundland. That was never like on my
radar.
Yeah. I just love big dogs. And then I came across like a Newfoundland, like big, fluffy, like gentle, lazy dog. But I don't know that I'll be able to like take him hiking or anything. I can't imagine like getting a mile into the hike and then just laying down.
Done.
Yeah. Because can't carry him.
Yeah.
Can't drag him.
We had to do that with my lab when he was at his end of his time.
Yeah.
He was probably, I want to say he was close to 100 pounds. He was pretty big. And we were at the coast in, I think like Long Beach in Washington. And the whole family's walking down the beach and, and he would stop and take breaks. So we'd stop with him, take breaks and just keep walking. And then we had to come back. Between my brother and I, we actually had to put him on our shoulders to carry him back because he was done. And he was old too, but he was dying. He was close to his end time. So we wanted to go and let him enjoy the beach because he loved the beach. But yeah, we walked too far. And by the time we needed to come back, it was like, okay, we took turns putting him on our shoulders and walking. But yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah. I don't know that I could get Poe on my back.
It's a pain in the ass if you have to do it yourself.
I'm sure. Yeah. Because he's not like a...
I mean, I literally have a picture where his name was Raja, his butt, and then his head. So he circled around me. So his head was here, his back hind legs, and I had to hold him like that. And, oh, God. That was exhausting.
Yeah. How funny.
Yep.
Nothing else really new.
Okay. Yeah. Me neither, really. Other than the competition being.
You may or may not do nationals.
May or may not do nationals.
You may or may not compete in August.
If I don't do nationals, I'm definitely competing in August. If I do nationals, then I'm definitely competing in July at Vegas. So,
all right. So this summer, it's coming.
Yeah.
One way or another.
One way or another.
Or another.
The good thing about this competition is I got PRs.
Get you. Yeah.
Everything was a PR, so that was good.
For state record wise.
State record wise, what?
Because you've squatted more than that.
Well, yeah.
You've benched.
Well, I mean, in comp. Your
deadlift 100% was.
Yep.
Well, you haven't deadlifted more than that in training, have you?
In different variations.
Yeah, but off the floor?
No.
Okay.
So, and just like 2 or 3 weeks prior to that, I could hardly get 440 off the ground because my fucking back was so jacked up.
Oh, you swapped it for...
Yeah, I changed. Remember, I changed from sumo to conventional again. So we went from conventional to sumo to conventional to sumo back to conventional because injuries and my back was fucked up.
I know a good physical therapist.
I know. But it's fine. Everything's fine now. Other than this shoulder giving me a little issue now. Now I got this shoulder and this shoulder kind of fucked up, but we'll work through that shit.
Head, shoulders, knees, and see, this is like I'm starting to let it out. When people talk and like songs are constantly like,
just completely interrupt them and sing a song.
That's what I do. I'm feeling weak as fuck.
Why? You had 185-pound squat today?
That's not very much.
Well, but since considering all your fucking wreck of a life you've had lately, all the injuries and all that.
2023 has been such a bitch.
Yeah.
Not like the good kind. Not like the fun kind.
The fun bitch?
The fun bitch. Like the mean, nasty one.
Oh, man. Yeah. But still, 185 is more than a lot of people can do. So
thanks.
Yeah. And this should be your starting point for competing again. I'm trying to get Cash to compete too, but knowing him, he won't.
My starting point should be 245.
Well, then do it. When's the last time you even attempted that?
It was before I hurt my back.
Okay, let's fucking go. Let's go to the gym and do it right now.
It was a 245 pin squat.
Nice.
That was the last time I lifted that heavy.
Hell yeah.
But then I jacked up my back like a week later.
Yep, that sucks. Well, It's time to get that back.
I always hurt myself when I get back from Jen's.
Stop going to fucking Jen's.
Because I went to Jen's. I came in and I trained the next day because like my stomach was upset from flying. Stop going to Jen's. That is not an option.
Oh.
And then that's when I hurt my back 2 years ago. And this time I get back and I hurt my back again. What the hell?
Maybe it's the plane rides. Just sitting in airports and stuff like that just fucks you up. Maybe like next time you should not go to the gym for a couple days when you get back and then go to the gym.
Maybe.
So, anyways.
Yes. Anyways.
Are we done?
I think so.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.